Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks very much for your time and attention this afternoon. It's a relatively short 10-minute presentation period, but for those of you who battle with my accent, there are a few handouts written in English that you can pick up afterwards, and you'll be able to follow it as a consequence. So let me tell you about Bradda Head in the lithium space in the commodities market. We're AIM listed. We've been on the AIM market for just over 2 years, closer to 3.5 years to be honest, and we've suffered with the upside and the downside of the lithium marketplace. But we've taken a contrarian view that we believe that in the not too distant future, lithium will make the turn again, and that the third wave of lithium demand will come and arrive on our shores. So if we can move it forward, oh, I've got the clicker here, haven't I? Yeah. There's the usual thing that says most of what I say today will be a lot of nonsense, so please ignore it. You've been warned. And then we're on to why we stick to America. Well, we like Donald Trump at the moment because Donald has made it very clear that he wants to have American commodities at the front of his business model. And one of the big attributes that he's pushing, of course, is the car industry. And what does the car industry need? It needs batteries. And what do the batteries need? They need lithium. So you can see in this slide, it highlights that in America, it is the fastest growing within the Western world in terms of EVs. And we've had the recent presidential directive where it says, let's make sure we make America great in the commodities side. We are ready to go with our projects to ensure that we are at the forefront of lithium production in the USA. America also has, like the rest of Europe and most of the world, to be quite honest, if not at all, green credentials. There's a lot of people who really want to own an electric vehicle, and we're there to satisfy them. We've got a range of lithium products. We have pegmatites, we have lithium in clays, we have lithium in brines, and we have lithium in oil brines. But the one we're focusing on are the pegmatites in San Domingo, which is the one this slide highlights. And the reason we're focusing on that is because it is the cheapest and quickest to bring to production. And for a junior company like Bradda, and hopefully we won't be a junior company forever, and I don't believe we will be, then to get a little operation running is a big step. And normally with operation, you need a fair amount of capital money to be available to you. And as a junior, if you're a low value junior, that's hard to raise. But the pegmatites, when you get them into operation, make an intermediate product. It's called a concentrate. And that concentrate is then sold to the refinery or the smelter. And that's the business we're in. We're developing, without any nonsense, a world-class pegmatite deposit in Arizona. In Arizona. Because Arizona is a growth state within the USA. It's next door to the big car manufacturing plants in California and in Nevada. So we're exceptionally well placed to make sure our product gets used in the marketplace. We've been working hard over the last 2 years to make sure that our footprint has grown in this pegmatite stage. We've not done it by just nonsense, just going crazy and spending money. We have been very disciplined in the way we've used the money that has come in our direction, and we are still in the AIM market and in the market in general well funded. So I'm not here with a begging bowl asking for money. I'm making sure that the money that remains, again, will move this company along in terms of moving its projects along. And we've done two things. We've focused on drilling out the pegmatites and in acquiring more pegmatites in this particular area. And the other side of it that you should be aware of for junior companies is where money gets spent. It's so easy to blow your brains out in overheads because we all like to do presentations. It makes us feel good. We all like to have expensive dinners and make other people feel good. But we focused on where the money must go, which is in the ground. And that's why we're in good shape at this moment in time. There's the way forward for pegmatites. We will be starting again in Arizona this year. We will be converting the opportunities we have into resources, compliant resources, which is the first step in moving forward to a feasibility study. And we will be looking to do a growth scenario. There's only a limited amount I can say because certain things are not finalized yet. And I'm conscious that I don't want to say too much. So if I say to you, watch this space, then I'm sure you get the idea of what I'm thinking of. We are focused on America, and anything we do to grow this company will be in America, and America's good at this moment in time. So that's where we've been focused. But it's not the only attention. We're in lithium in clays. We have a very large compliant resource at this moment, and we can grow it when we want. But it's not the be-all and end-all. It's strategic in that at some stage in the future it will be very useful, but today it's a long-term play. But we have parties sniffing around, would be interested to pick it up, who maybe have a longer-term view than we have. But for us, it's there. We've got 2.5 million tons of lithium carbonate equivalent, and rather than mess around with your time and attention, that's a lot. Basically, if I want 5 million tons, I can have 5 million tons. If I want 7, we can have 7. But strategically, it has a value outside of the pegmatites, but also in America. Then we have the oil brines. The oil brines are very interesting because in recent days, the oil companies in America have started to take an interest in extracting lithium from the old oil brines. And we happen to sit in the most productive area at the moment, as known in the States, in the Smackover district down in Texas, Arkansas. And we have 2 properties there. And we have now found in the last few months a significant amount of attention by other DLE, direct lithium extraction companies, who want to develop a system extracting the lithium from the oil brines. For us, it's non-core, it's useful, it's got value, but I'd rather have some other company to drill this out, acquire the land, and move that into production. And I think for us, that's a sensible approach, because we'll bring money into our company, we'll stop any dilution going forward as a consequence, and hopefully get some upside if this comes into a production scenario. So this one is also one to watch, because we have made significant progress, particularly in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So there we go. The lithium space we're in, we've got US government support. The one thing about Mr. Trump and the noise he's been making and the desire to move his commodity space forward in a way that's positive means that we have access to the various government funds that can give us money to do the feasibility studies or some of the intricate metallurgical challenges that at some stage we'll face. And of course, by getting government grants, and the word is grants, not loans, again, we do it from a point of view of this company, and we're not the biggest company in the world, there's no point in fooling us, but we're not diluting the living bejesus out of ourselves. So those who come in, and I was talking to an old friend and colleague who's in front of me, who I know came in at a higher price, bought some, he tells me, for his sons, daughters, and grandchildren, and he wants to make $1 out of this. And so I'm doing my damnedest, not only for him, but for every other investor, to make $1 or $2 out of it as well. So dilution's important. Constraining the costs that we're spending, but spending them in the right area, are very key for us. We've got a strong board and management, as you know. One of the guys on it is actually sitting here on my left-hand side, Jim Mellon, and he's well known to all of you. He's been extremely supportive, and he's been part of the reason we've got this contrarian view on lithium, that it will come back. And I think we do feel a little bit like patting ourselves in the back, because our friend Donald has said, you should be in America, and we are. So it's a bonus for us. So we're now ready, I think, for this third wave of lithium to come along. We have money in the bank, we have opportunities of growing our pegmatite deposit, and I should just finish by saying on the pegmatites, the lithium in pegmatites, the easy way to bring it into operation is it's purely a gravity separation plant. There's nothing sophisticated about it. And be aware, miners are not sophisticated people. They're extremely basic, as is the industry. So we're bringing forward the opportunity of using an aggregate plant, which there's hundreds of thousands in Arizona. You rent them, you don't buy them, so it's only a cost per ton, and a gravity plant. So that capex to bring this into operation is limited. And so you'll see there's a press release coming out early next week on some of the test work we've done, and that press release highlights that as a company, we're aiming to get this little business into a cash flow scenario by the end of 2026, which is only like tomorrow. So we've got to work our socks off in the next 22 months, but I believe it's achievable. So Bradda Head is indeed focused for the future, and that's the immediate future. We believe in lithium, we believe we're in the right country, and we're ready to go, and we've got money in the bank, which is an added bonus. And that's the presentation. Thank you very much.